Well, here it is. Time for St. Patrick's Day once again. Still waiting for Aaron to go braless. Anyway, last year I reviewed an Irish-themed movie. Sorta. So this year I chose another one. Sorta. That's right, this time we're talking about Leprechaun, a horror movie from 1993. Our story goes like this. Mr. O'Grady has just returned home to North Dakota from Ireland. While there, he caught a leprechaun and took his gold. He mailed the gold home to himself, somehow avoiding customs, and he hides it. Now, unfortunately, the leprechaun he caught is not the kind who grants you wishes or laments over losing his lucky charms. No, nor does he just let you keep the gold. He wants his gold back, and he goes on a murderous rampage to get it. O'Grady manages to trap the leprechaun in a crate using a four-leaf clover, apparently the only thing that can render a leprechaun powerless. But he has a stroke before he can destroy the leprechaun. Flash forward 10 years when Tori's dad buys the O'Grady place, and Tori, a cute city girl, unwillingly goes to live there. Her dad has hired a local hunk with Kevin Bacon's hair to paint the place, and he, his little brother, and their simple-minded assistant start to work. The assistant accidentally frees the leprechaun. Then later, the kid and his friend find the gold. The leprechaun wants that gold back, every piece of it, and harasses our heroes and murders his way through the movie trying to get it back. This thing is pretty dumb. We're talking bag of hammers dumb. But a bag of hammers can still cause a lot of damage if someone swings it at your head. At 4 victims, the kill count is fairly low, and in fact, one death was completely accidental, so technically the leprechaun only kills 3 people on purpose. There's a little bit of gore, but not too much. Nothing overly graphic, really. One big fail for me is the setting. It's supposedly in North Dakota for some reason, but of course it's just California. Ireland would have been a way better place for the movie, but they obviously didn't have money in the budget for that. The makeup's not bad if you think of leprechauns as demonic creatures, but that's probably not the first thing that comes to mind. Anyway, it's an interesting spin on the legendary fairy folk. Warwick Davis plays the evil leprechaun, and you can tell he's having fun with it. In fact, everyone seems to be having at least a little bit of fun here. Before she became the obnoxious Rachel on Friends and got a stupid haircut named after her character, we see a cute and personable Jennifer Aniston as Tori. She was a hottie! Looking nice in that sundress and rocking the LA gear. This was made just before she became famous with her signature role in 1994. Ken Oland plays Nathan, the hero and love interest with Kevin Bacon's hair. He starred in Superforce, a 1990 knockoff of Street Hawk, and 1987's Summer School. He later became an independent producer. Robert Gorman plays the kid brother. We last saw him in Forever Young. He played Elijah Wood's friend in that. He also appeared on Falcon Crest and was in Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. This movie spawned several sequels, most of which were direct-to-video fare. The last 2 take the leprechaun to the inner city, and in one, the leprechaun even goes to outer space. Warwick Davis has returned to reprise his role as the leprechaun in all of them. He also played a leprechaun in A Very Unlucky Leprechaun with Tim Matheson, a family movie from 1998 that has no relation to the Leprechaun series. Leprechaun was created by Mark Jones, who also wrote and directed Rumpelstiltskin in 1995, another movie about a demonic monster with similar makeup going around killing people. His writing credits are practically a who's who of television, starting with an episode of Arc 2 back in the 70s, going on to pen scripts for a slew of Saturday morning cartoon programs, then the A-Team, Riptide, Superboy, among many, many others. So, is this thing any good? Well, yeah, sorta. I guess it depends on how you look at it. There has been some debate over whether or not this is even a horror movie. Jennifer Aniston is on record that she always considered Leprechaun to be a comedy, and I think she's right. It's a comedy with some horror movie elements. Kind of a mix. The Leprechaun reminded me a little bit of Jim Carrey's version of The Grinch, only much more limited and done on a super low budget. I'm giving Leprechaun 1 3/4 paws up. Won't lie, I was on the fence whether or not to give this 2 paws. It's not the worst thing out there, but the setting doesn't make any sense, and it's really, really dumb. Still, the movie knows it's dumb, so it has that in its favor. But it doesn't fully commit one way or the other. So there's some dopey comedy and fun parts you'd get with a low-budget comedy, but it seems like they wanted to make a real horror movie, too. Either could have been cool, but Leprechaun comes off almost as a parody of horror pictures, and it's a little hard to tell if that was the idea. But it's kind of amiable, at least, and popular enough it created a whole franchise. Don't drink too much green beer, and with a look of the Irish. I'll see you in the next one.